So there is like a paragraph before the meditation, so I'm going to read that as well. So the author says, a 5-year-old child is vulnerable and can get hurt very easily. We have all been a 5-year-old, and that child is still alive inside us. In this meditation, you go home and touch the 5-year-old child in you, the child who may be deeply wounded and who have been neglected for a long time. Sitting and breathing, and perhaps looking at a photo of yourself at age 5. So, if you don't have a photo, that's okay. You can imagine yourself at age 5. So, just we are going to imagine ourselves at the age of 5, and we are going to sit here and breathe, and we are going to repeat to ourselves the statement, seeing myself as a 5-year-old child, I breathe in. Smiling to the 5-year-old child, I breathe out. So the author further says, the next step is to imagine the person who you perceive as causing your suffering as a 5-year-old child. Yeah, and it can be helpful to imagine that person, for example, your parents, as 5-year-old children as well. You can say, breathing in, I see my father as a 5-year-old child. Breathing out, I smile to the 5-year-old child that my father was. We may have an image of our father as an adult, but we forget that he was once a little boy whose feelings were also easily hurt. So, if it helps, you can find a photo of your father or of your parent or of that person, maybe a caregiver in this case, or maybe imagine him that way. And yeah, and you will see that your father carries wounds in himself, just like you do. In that moment, you are your father. You become one with the object of your contemplation, and understanding and compassion can arise. So, this is kind of an overview of this practice that the author shares, that first connecting with the 5-year-old child within us, and then connecting with the 5-year-old child within our parent. In this case, the author has used an example of our father, of your father. So, yeah, just imagine him as well as a 5-year-old child and seeing that he was also hurt and he also carries that conditioning, that wounds, and all of that, and seeing that he is also like me in terms of that. So now we're going to just begin the practice, which involves repeating those statements. So begin by coming into a comfortable position, sitting in a straight and yet relaxed manner. Allowing your eyes to close and bringing your awareness to your breath. Noticing the air flowing in and out. With each breath, allowing yourself to relax more and more. And now we are going to repeat statements, pairing them with your breath. So, the statement that we are going to repeat is seeing myself as a 5-year-old child. I breathe in. So, when you breathe in, you can either say the statement or imagine yourself as a 5-year-old version of you, or maybe both, whatever is easy for you. And with the out breath, saying, smiling to the 5-year-old child within me. So again, you can either say the statement or you can imagine yourself smiling at that 5-year-old version of you. So let's begin with the in breath, seeing myself as a 5-year-old child. I breathe in. Smiling to the 5-year-old child, I breathe out. With the in breath, seeing the 5-year-old child, and with the out breath, smiling at this 5-year-old version of you. With the in breath, seeing the 5-year-old version of you as fragile and vulnerable. And with the out breath, smiling with love to the 5-year-old within you. Continue seeing with the in breath and smiling at the out breath. And now imagine either one of your parent, any one of your parent, or maybe another caregiver who caused you suffering when you were 5 years old. And now, with the next in breath, see that caregiver as a 5 year old boy or girl. And with the out breath, smile to that caregiver as you see them as the 5 year old version of them. So, with the in breath, seeing the caregiver as a 5 year old, and with the out breath, smiling at them, at that 5 year old version of them. With the in breath, seeing this 5 year old version of the caregiver as fragile and vulnerable. And with the out breath, smiling with love and understanding to that caregiver who, whose 5 year old version you see. So, with the in breath, seeing them as fragile and vulnerable as a 5 year old, and with the out breath, smiling at them with understanding as you see them as a 5 year old. And now bringing to mind both of your parents, and with the in breath, seeing your father suffering as a child, and with your out breath, seeing your mother suffering as a child, just because they were fragile and vulnerable at that age. And finally, with the in breath, seeing your father and mother in yourself, and with the out breath, smiling to your mother and father in you. Again, with the in breath, seeing them within you, and with the out breath, as you look at them within you, smiling at them with understanding. You did great. So now taking a deep breath into your belly and releasing the air with a sigh. Mm. Maybe two more like that at your own pace. Wonderful. And now placing a hand or both of your hands on your belly and noticing the rise and fall of your stomach, connecting back with your body and with the strength within you. If the practice was overwhelming for you in any manner, taking refuge in your belly, feeling your strong core and letting yourself relax with each rise and fall of your stomach. And whenever you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes, connecting back with the environment around you.